Hey there, everyone. Time for another episode of Let's Talk. Alright, I know it's not Friday. That's when I used to do these, and I'm not now, but I know a few of you have been, well, at least one of you is looking forward to me doing a Let's Talk, and, well, here it is. I have reasons for not doing it this Friday, Sorry, I am very much unrehearsed, can you tell? I have a reason for not doing it this coming Friday. There's a reason why I'm doing it today. First of all, I suppose I should get on with the big thing, which is my back. Well, before I even start that, I know I've said before that I'm not going to share details of my private life with you because of that one particularly embarrassing incident, which I will not refer to. But I realize that is because I was sharing a moment of intense, personal, private pain that honestly shouldn't have been shared. Because at that moment, I felt sort of like those reality TV show stars that whore themselves out and show every facet, everything that is bad about themselves for money. And I absolutely despise reality shows. I know some of you probably love reality shows, and that is completely your choice. I'm not knocking you for liking it. Me, I can't stand them. I just can't, and I'm not even going to go into the whole spiel about it because then this will end up being a 40-odd minute video of me ranting. The point is, I felt like something I I felt like something I didn't want to be. And I felt like it at a time when I was feeling already very, very terrified and scared and depressed and just not happy. So I think I made the decision of not sharing parts of my personal life a little bit in haste. Now, that's not to say I'm going to share every single intimate moment with you guys. I am going to share some of the more important things that I think you guys should know about, such as, for example, my back. So, I will be a little bit more open, but I'm not going to share everything. So, the big thing is my back right now. My back is doing much better right now. I'm barely feeling a twinge whenever I walk. But I realize what it was that happened. So, for you guys to fully understand the problem, what had happened was it was my sciatic nerve. It's a nerve in the lower back. You feel it every time you move your back, whenever you twist and turn or anything. I mean, usually you don't feel it unless it's in pain, and then it's like everything you do produces pain of some kind. Let me drink here real quick. What had happened was my sciatic nerve was pinched. You see, you guys have seen me, you know what I look like, how big I am. I'm a big guy. I'm heavy. I come from a heavy family. And I've been heavy since I was a child. And unbeknownst to me, I'd had this back pain since I was a child. I love to sleep. I love sleeping in. The thing is, if I slept in too long, I would get this pain in my lower back. And I thought that was just my body's way of naturally telling me to get up. I had no reason to think it was not normal. I never told anyone about it because it never hurt me to the point that I couldn't go on. I'd get up, I'd go on about my day, and in about an hour or so, it'd be gone. You know, I mean, for example, I mean, if you see something, if someone scares you, your heart skips a beat. It's not normal, it's not healthy for you, but it's natural, it happens. If you're confronted with something incredibly terrifying and your fight or flight instincts kick in, you can void your bowels, whether you want to or not. It's not a good thing to happen. I mean, no one ever enjoys losing control of their bladder like that, but it's a natural thing. So I had no reason to think that my lower back hurting from staying in bed too long was a problem. Well, it turns out that it was my sciatic nerve being pinched because I was being in bed too long, My weight was pressing down on it. Well, there you go. And it turns out that on Saturday, that last Saturday, that's exactly what was happening. I'd been in bed too long. Again, I enjoy my sleep. Leave me alone. And there was pressure on the sciatic nerve, and when I got up and went about my day, the pain didn't go away. It lessened as the day went on, but it was sticking around longer than normal. I was a little worried, but I thought, you know what, it'll be okay. I'll get some good sleep, and then in the morning I'll get up, I'll stretch it out real good, and I'll be fine. Well, Saturday was the day that I had my little slip and slide on the ice. By not falling, I think I ended up doing more damage than good. If I'd lost my balance and fell, I would have just had a little more pain in my back and probably some bruises. And that would have been it. But by fighting to keep my balance, I twisted and turned and pulled muscles in my back that I ought not have. And so I ended up twisting and pulling muscles in my lower back that created a huge knot of pain right over the sciatic nerve. So in addition to that, I put more pressure on the sciatic nerve. And that's bad. I didn't even feel it at first. It wasn't until Sunday that I started feeling more pain, but I rested through Sunday and it was fine. It was Monday when I put up that back pain video that things were a lot worse. Like I said, I'm a heavy guy, and I sleep on a spring mattress. So when I went to sleep, the only position I could ever sleep in comfortably was on my back. So sleeping on my back, all my weight pressing down on my spine and the sciatic nerve, plus a spring coil mattress pressing up, blood flow gets cut off, I don't feel anything. When I wake up the next morning and start to get up, the blood flow returns and 8 hours of stored up pain hit all at once. And needless to say, as embarrassing as it is, I spent the first 45 minutes of my day on Monday in tears because I was in that much pain. And to top it off, not only was I in that much pain, I was home alone for the better part of the day. Can you imagine how terrifying that was to think about? I'm in pain so terrible I didn't know what to do. I could barely move, and I was going to be home alone. If I'd had some kind of heart condition or something, I'd have been even more terrified. But eventually the pain did recede to a manageable level, and I was able to put up the video, and, well, needless to say, I missed work, but it got better. And I slept on the couch the last couple of nights instead of sleeping in my bed, so tonight I will try sleeping in my bed, so it shouldn't be too much worse, but I definitely won't be sleeping on my back. No. So, and to make things worse, the pain in my sciatic nerve is a symptom of something that could potentially be worse. Numbness in the legs that works its way down to your feet, and eventually weakening the knees to the point that they'll want to buckle every time I want to take a step. Ultimately, this could mean that any time between now and the age of 40, I could end up in a wheelchair. And frankly, that terrifies me even more than Monday did, because I value my independence very much. I mean, I know, like I said, I'm a heavy guy, but I take pride in knowing that even though I'm heavy, I can go for a walk. If I want to go for a walk, I'll go for a walk. Whenever I'm in the mall walking around, if I see a set of stairs and an elevator next to it, I'll take the stairs. If there's an escalator, I'll walk up or down the escalator. I won't just let it carry me. You know, I'm proud of the fact that I know I can take a walk and not be out of breath within the first 5 steps. Being in a wheelchair like that would just, it'd just kill me. And I don't mean that as a euphemism. I think it would probably put me into a depression and I would just lose the will to live. So, that being said, I now have a wonderful motivation to work out, which I'm actually going to start doing probably tomorrow if my back is feeling better. If not, I'll wait till next week Monday. But I am going to start working out, and I have a great motivator, because normally when I tried to work out and lose weight in the past, I would lose that motivation because I had no goal. Now I have a goal to stay my ass out of a wheelchair, to not have that back pain, so that if I do end up staying in bed too long, I wake up and I'm like, no pain. So, now that I've depressed the fuck out of you for the last 10 minutes, onwards to better and brighter things. As I told you before, my sister was pregnant, and about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I want to say it was about 3, my sister had her child, her daughter. Her name is Lorelei Rose. I'm sorry I don't have any pictures. And she is coming home this Friday to visit, and she's bringing Lorelei and all that naturally. So that's the main reason why I am putting up this Let's Talk video today instead of Friday like I normally do. The other thing is about my posting of videos this week. As far as XCOM goes, I really want to post another episode. I know I haven't been able to this week. When I record, my idea of recording is I follow an elementary school level of recording, which is Monday through Friday is when I do the recordings. Saturday and Sunday I'm off. Sometimes I've broken the rule and done recordings on the weekend and uploaded them. But normally I only record on the weekdays, and sometimes I'll wait till the weekend to upload. But normally I'm off on the weekend and don't do any videos. Well, naturally I'm going to be busy getting the house cleaned and all that, and Friday is when my sister shows up. So I can't really do any videos this week anytime but probably Friday. Or probably Thursday, I'm sorry. And I hate to, put out a week's worth of content like I did last week and then just do one day. I know you guys are patient and say do it at your own pace, and I appreciate that. But this comes down to personal ethics for me. Or maybe not ethics, just personal standards. I hate just putting out one video and then just be like, see you next week. So I'm strongly debating whether or not I should do another XCOM video this week or just wait till next week. But even as I'm speaking, I can feel the vote shifting towards do it next week. But, so chances are this is probably the only video I'll be putting out this week, unfortunately. Sorry. But speaking of XCOM, this does bring me to my next and final point for this week. I know the quality of the videos, as far as XCOM goes anyway, are not stellar. And this is because the recording software I have, the recording setup I have, forces me to use not only standard definition, but it forces it to go through a VCR, which is the better part of 12 years old. Possibly older. So I know some of the finer details, such as numbers, words, and such. These things are very, very hard to read. In some of the earlier PS3 games, it's not a problem. The game designers, they understood that not everyone was going to have a $12,000 plasma TV with HD setup and everything like that. A lot of people who were playing PS3s were still on standard definitions, and the games still looked amazing in standard def. So they compensated for it and made their words easy to read whether you were playing in standard def or HD. But now, everybody's doing HD standard. If you're stuck in standard def, then you need to upgrade. And I believe I have reached that point. Actually, I've long since reached that point. To that end, I have been acquiring... Well, first of all, I already told you I got a nice new laptop for Christmas. I wanted to use it for recording, but I need some more recording setup, some more equipment. And for that, I would like to get my hands on an HD PVR. And I already have one in mind. It's a Hapog unit. I don't have the specs or anything in front of me, but it's a black box with a green line around it, so it's easy to recognize. With it, I should be able to record HD quality, or at least better than standard definition quality, which is great because there are quite a few PS3 games that I would love to LP for you guys. XCOM, Valkyria Chronicles, not Samurai Warriors, Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes, Deus Ex Human Revolution, which I started and then canceled because of that. All of these things I would love to record for you guys, but I can't just because I'm stuck on standard def. So, with a PVR, an HD PVR specifically, I should be able to circumvent this problem and bring you better quality material. I mean, I'm still going to use the Dazzle cable and all that for recording PS2 and PS1 games, because PS1 games and PS2 games look fucking fantastic. They look great with that particular setup. That's what the Dazzle cable was meant for. So why change that? I don't know when I'm going to be getting the HD PVR. It's going to be soon, within the next couple of months for sure, because right now I don't have a lot of cash, unfortunately. It happens. I've been paying for college, and my last payment is due next week, and I have the money for it. So what I want to do is I'm going to start saving up for the PVR, because I'm looking at one that's going to run me anywhere from $150 to $170, not including tax, shipping, and all that. So just going to round it up and say $190, maybe even $200, a solid $200. I want to wait until I've got closer to $300 before I buy it, because I don't want to just drain my account to buy it, because I'm also paying for my gas, and fortunately, my car, being over 50,000 miles, has hit the point where I have to use premium gas. I can't use regular gas, so I gotta pay for the expensive shit, and I'm paying for it all out of pocket. I know. Welcome to the economy. So, yes, I am planning on getting an HD PVR and making wonderful, better, fantastic, or at least better than mediocre videos. Alright. I believe that is it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your support and your understanding while I was recovering. Just thank you for being you. I mean, really, for being awesome and just sticking with me up until this point. I really appreciate it. You do my heart good. You really do, guys. So, thank you. And just keep on keeping on.